Welcome to Nerds Against Normality, the podcast where grown adults gather to overanalyze everything, mock mainstream mediocrity, opinions like arseholes, and we certainly have them. I'm Harry Bowles, your host and a man who's been emotionally supported by Sonic the Hedgehog since childhood. He runs from his problems, so do I. With me is my wife, Stacey. We're all surprised that she was sorted into Gryffindor when she caused herself a head injury after being frightened by a fly.
Hello.
And Ben Sheridan can't be with us this week as he's vanished under mysterious circumstances. Early reports suggest he was last seen trying to reboot his soul using a PlayStation 2 memory card. Instead, we are joined by Bradley Sinfield, D&D Dungeon Master, Law Hoarder, and a father of three, which means he's already survived more random encounters before breakfast than most of us do in a week.
Hello there.
Just to warn you all that this podcast will contain a heavy amount of swearing, adult themes, and the occasional bullying of Ben, even though he's not here to defend himself.
But he can listen.
He won't. As always, if you haven't already, you can catch us on all the social medias. Make sure you follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, yada, 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 so you'll keep up to date with all of our new releases. So, I've just been told Ben has got in contact and he's going to explain to us why he's missed this week.
Hi guys, Ben here, from the podcast. I won't be able to make it in today because I'm stuck in a Pringles tube. You wouldn't believe it, but that is it. The Pringles tube is trapped by a great weight, and something of mine, I will say what, but that is now lodged in the Pringles tube, which is lodged into the machinery. It's getting quite warm. The ambulance has been called, but I have said, for God's sake, be discreet. I should probably say, in case there's a rumour, that it is a large Pringles tube, not like one of those mini snack packs. But, that's neither here nor there. Just so you guys know, that's the reason why I won't be able to make the podcast today. Right. Anyway, see you soon, guys. Have a great time. Maybe if I push in more, it will release pressure to come out.
I guess it's true what they say. Once you pop, you can't stop.
I'm imagining one of those little,
snack
when you're a kid and you've got the little Pringles tube in the shape of a Pringle. Not like
the really small one.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
Very, very thick, though. Chode energy.
Well, I've always got that.
I've always got that vibe from him. They call him the tree stump. Anyway, we're not talking about Ben today. We're talking about you. So give us a little bit of information. Obviously, we know you. We've known you for a long time. But to the listeners, give us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, God. I wish I'd prepared this. Well, my name's Bradley, and I live in the countryside, and I don't really do an awful lot. I drink tea. I have my children that I look after, and I occasionally play games and watch telly. There's not really much more to know.
And you once claimed to have met Tom Holland in your barbershop.
Not just met, cut hair.
Oh.
But with no photo.
And this is less impressive. Tom Holland's buddy, who his name was Aaron, I don't know his surname, I'm afraid, but was also, so they knew each other through being Billy Elliot, right? Like before, and he was the guy that was Billy Elliot after Tom Holland.
Oh, what, they came in together?
So Aaron used to come in and get his hair cut, and then and this was
passing of the torch.
Yeah, I mean, this was pre-Spider-Man.
And I remember you phoned Harry like 10 missed calls.
I didn't just phone Harry. I phoned everybody in the group chat.
The worst part is I remember this phone call. I was at work and we were quite busy. And I was like, who the fuck keeps calling me? And I was like, Brad. I was like, oh, I'll deal with that later.
And Ben. But yeah, absolutely nobody.
Well, we all know that Ben's not great at answering phones, is he?
Yeah, I know.
You need better friends.
I know. But unfortunately, I've just got you guys.
Been lumbered.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. All right. So obviously we've given you a little bit of a task. We've told you to give us your top 3 films, games, and TV series. And we're going to start off with films.
Yeah. Can I just say how horrendously stressful that was? It was so horrible. I kept saying to Mrs. S, I kept saying, I couldn't like I'd sent you the message and was like, right, that's it, I'm happy with that list. And then I'd walk into the kitchen and go, oh no, like
You sent it surprisingly quick.
I didn't really need well, evidently I did need time to think, but at the time I was so confident. Every time I was super confident.
How did you narrow it down?
So with films, I narrowed it down through films that I can watch anytime, like that I'd just be happy to put on whenever. Same with TV shows, and with games, it was more not just sunken hours, but games that have had a big impact on my life. So, because games can really have a much bigger impact on your life than films do, because you spend a lot of time with these.
A film that's done in 2 and a bit hours,
Yeah, exactly.
unless it's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. 2 and a fair bit.
Yeah. But yeah, you can spend hundreds of hours on games. You know, thanks to Rocket League, I now hit kids.
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, I did before, but
Before it was cool.
yeah, yeah. Before Diddy started doing it.
Are you more of a watcher or a gamer? Like, what's your go-to?
I used to be much more of a gamer. Much more of a gamer. I used to play games all of the time. Now I don't play many games. I used to play a lot of MMORPGs, like grand strategy games, and sink so many hours into them. Since being a parent, though, I do still have the time in the evenings to do it when the kids are in bed, like now.
Is it the brain power though?
Yeah. Whereas so now it's much more TV based. But I find with games, like with the TV series, so I've recently finished Andor, for example. I'll like sit down in the evening, watch a couple of episodes, have a cup of tea, take myself up to bed. But with a game, I'll put a game on one day, get written, it will absorb my life completely. I ignore the children, I don't even know where they are. And I just that's my hyper focus. Like I'll just sit there and play the game for days and days and days, and then I'll just bored of that,
The kids or the game?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'll go pub. No, yeah, I just get bored of the game and I'm done. So yeah, I would say I'm more of a watcher now than a gamer, but I'm more of a gamer than a watcher at heart.
Anyway, so we're going to go on to your films first, I think. And it's up to you. Would you like to go 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3?
I think 3, 2, 1 because that leads to the build-up, right?
Yeah, exactly. We're all excited.
Hmm.
So obviously we know the cue. But go on then, give us your number 3.
Okay, so we're going films.
Yeah.
Yep, films first, mate.
Number 3, I put Bridget Jones, the first Bridget Jones film. I do relate to Bridget a lot. I think that she speaks like she lives the average person's life. Well, I say average person, she's very upper class, but you know what I mean. She has real, like, tiny little struggles that don't matter that take up your whole world.
Getting nonstop up by your uncle.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Classic stuff.
Honestly, I just think that the comedy in it is perfect. I think it's absolutely perfect. Like, it's easy, slapstick, just easy comedy, and I really enjoy it. I think that Hugh Grant and Colin Firth, so noting Colin Firth is one of my absolute favourite actors ever. I love him. I want to be him. And I think the chemistry between them two is what makes the film for me. Have
you watched it recently? Because we reviewed it recently, and I always remember it being funny, but some of the jokes are actually like bordering inappropriate now.
Oh, that is like the upper class do make those sort of horrible jokes, don't they?
But aren't they supposed to be borderline, e.g. to Bridget? What I mean is it supposed to be inappropriate to spark you to think like, ooh, or is it done inappropriately as a like the audience will love this? Yeah,
like an awkward humour kind of thing. Are you rooting for Mark Darcy or?
Oh God, what kind of question? Of course I'm rooting for Mark Darcy. Jesus, what do you think of me?
Are you rooting for Slytherin?
Yeah. No. I'll tell you, you don't want to know my favourite in World War II.
Have you watched the other sequels?
I have not watched the latest. So the last sequel that I watched was Baby.
Yeah, I think that's the third one.
That's the only one I haven't seen, to be fair. So the latest one was About a Boy. Spoilers, it's good.
Yeah, I imagine I liked all of them so far.
So what is it about Bridget that you love so much?
So this is the bit that I relate with the most. And it's definitely a trait that I think most people share. is that she just kind of cruises through. So someone will make a really inappropriate joke, for example, and she's just like, oh, ha, ha, ha. Like, she's so polite as to just like be fine with everything. And I like how she just kind of struggles through life being very just like shrugging everything off, being okay with everything, and then she just kind of has a metamorphosis where she's just done with it. That's what I like, because it's that people. I've never been brave enough to do that. I don't think most people are brave enough to do that, but I like that she's just like, right, I'm done with this crap now, and I'm just gonna be myself, which is, I guess, the point of the movie. But it's she's the epitome of what I think everyone should try to do, and I like that.
That's fair enough. It was a good little analogy. So moving on from Bridget Jones, we've got your number 2 pick, which I'm quite excited to talk about. If you would mind telling us that, please, sir.
So my number 2 pick was Shrek, the first Shrek film. Shrek 1 is a perfect film. Doesn't miss.
Big claim. Can you back it up?
Yeah, I mean, have you seen it? the cast is ridiculous. It's got every fairy tale creature. No one had done that, to my knowledge, anyway. It was just, the whole thing was absolutely genius. Mike Myers was brilliant in it. Eddie Murphy was brilliant in it. Everybody was fantastic. It is the perfect film. I can't think of anything that Shrek 1 did wrong.
So I'm not sure if you're aware, but do you know Chris Farley, the actor?
No.
So he was originally the voice actor for Shrek.
All right.
And he had recorded 90% of the lines, and then he selfishly died.
Oh, what a...
Oh, no, what a prick. Yeah, and they got Mike Myers in.
Right.
So he wasn't first draft.
I had no idea about that, and that's a lot of content to have made as well for that to fall through.
Yeah. It was a big deal. It took them 4 years to make it, apparently.
Yeah. Well, it worked. It was amazing. I loved every second of it. I think the jokes are great. The fact that it can reach. I really like films and TV shows that can do simultaneously do. SpongeBob is great for this, right? Simultaneously do kids and adults at the same time, and Shrek is brilliant at that. All the little, and they don't have to do it with a lot of things that try to do it. Will just do like sex jokes for the adults, and that bores me a little bit, because everyone does that. But Shrek was just.
Well, Lord Farquaad, I had no idea that was a pun of fuckwad for years.
Oh my god! Never know that either. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. If you say Farquaad slowly, fuckwad, yeah. And I had literally blew my mind. I was like, oh yeah, how can you have that in a kids' film?
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I had no idea. That's brilliant. See, it just gets better.
Got layers, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why, but the first thing I think of when I think of Shrek 1 is the bit where they rock up to the town and they've got the little song in the like booth.
Yeah. I know the one.
Welcome
to
it's the perfect town.
I love that. Yeah. Oh god, I love Shrek. And just to say, this will be the same with my number 1 film, but with Shrek, I have to just throw out, they're all good. They're all good.
All the sequels.
Yeah, all the sequels, brilliant. Yeah, but I didn't want to pick. I couldn't have my favourites of Shrek 1, Shrek 2, and Shrek 3. So yeah.
I know you've picked Shrek 1 as the definitive version, but did you ever in Shrek 2 look at the DVD extras and do Shrek Swamp Party?
Was that the karaoke one with Simon Cowell?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, I remember having it. Yeah, it was at the end of the film, wasn't it? And then it was like interactive, wasn't it, as well? Was it interactive? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think there was
But yeah, it was super good.
a lame thing, yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. And then was it actually Simon Cowell?
I think it was Simon Cowell.
Yeah, very good.
I really put a lot of effort in.
Well, Shrek at that point was like a global phenomenon, wasn't it?
Yeah. I know. I did think it is a bit of a basic bitch pick, but
no, I love it.
Yeah, it's a great film.
I think it's a bit out there because like most people consider it a kids film, but I agree with you. I think it does great at like running the line between the two.
I mean, yeah, think if you were here or I was there, right, and someone said, "Hey, do you guys want to watch Shrek?" I can't imagine anyone being like, "Nah."
Do you relate more to Shrek and you're someone that like, you know, is a bit chilled out but gets angry occasionally or whatever? Or do you relate more with Donkey where you're like always chatting, kind of annoying?
I think one of the reasons that, and I'm going to get deep here in a minute, but one of the reasons that I love Shrek so much is because I relate to Shrek so much. So much. I really do. I don't think that I'm like Shrek in personality. I'm definitely more gregarious, and I enjoy company more than Shrek does. But that the wanting to, just leave me alone kind of thing was. He's relatable in the same way Bridget Jones is, I guess, in that you can all feel yourself in him a little bit. But Shrek 2 or Shrek 3? What's one where he loses his kids?
3 is the one where he has kids.
He wishes his kids away with Rumpelstiltskin, who was amazing. That film, to me, was where I related with Shrek the most, as a parent, because it was the whole, God, I just wish I could have a day where I wasn't a parent. I think every parent can relate to that. It's like, God, I wish I could just get away. And then he gets away and he's like, this is shit.
It'd be a very different film if it was like, yeah, Shrek's best day ever.
No, that was I'd be more likely to be friends with Donkey than I would with Shrek. But I would say I relate, in answer to your question, I relate with Shrek more than Donkey. Donkey's a bit much.
No, I think you already do have a donkey.
And he fucked a dragon. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, it's Ben. Ben is the donkey. He has slain his fair few dragons.
Yeah, he has. I've got stories about
You
that.
lived with him.
Yeah, oh God.
Didn't he almost come through the ceiling at one point?
He did.
What?
Yeah. Do you not know that, Stacey? Yeah, he we were all in the house. We all had a house share. The house was named Little Bit Respect. That's another story. But he was upstairs with
Person X,
who was of a larger build. And it was really funny at first because Ben's bedroom was directly above Josh. And me and Emma were in the room next to Ben. So me and Emma could hear things. And then we got a text from Josh saying, can anyone else hear that? And we were like, yeah, it's really, really funny. And then we were kind of liaising. And then at one point, Josh was so worried that Ben was going to come through the ceiling that we had to go and just kind of knock on the door, make sure that we were known we were there so that they'd stop a bit. But yeah, it was.
You knocked on the door.
Yeah, but not in a Ben, can we come in way? It was more of a just we're here, just watch yourself.
What happened?
Nothing. It just kind of piped down, but it was a very, very funny moment. I mean, the house group chat was very funny.
Took 400 quid off the deposit, mate. Shook the foundations.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the house felt like it was
on its last legs.
Really funny. Yeah, I mean, we mugged Ben off a lot, but fair play. That's all I'll say.
That Pringle tube might be small, but it really packed.
Yeah,
Christ, it's powerful.
Yeah, he had some stamina. Yeah, that was. I can't remember how did we segue onto this? What were we talking about?
I don't know, but he's gonna love this.
So talking about green ogres, let's get back to Shrek.
Oh.
So, do you think that Shrek had a resurgence because of the Shrek memes? Remember the Shrek is love, Shrek is life memes?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think partly, but also there's a fan theory going around that Shrek movies only come out when Labour is in power.
Oh, I mean,
it's a fact.
Yeah.
So we know which way you vote.
Yeah.
I don't care about any of your policies.
I wanted Corbyn in because I just wanted loads of Shrek films.
Well, fair enough. Big love to Shrek. So I reckon we should go on to your number one pick, which I'm not very surprised about, but I am surprised that you've excluded a film.
So my number one pick, and I think this is going to be a lot of people's number one pick, and it is a very basic. It's probably the most basic bitch pick. Lord of the Rings: Fellowship of the Ring. It's yeah. I mean, my Mrs. S loves it, and she doesn't like any films.
So I don't want to hurt your feelings right now, but you could have easily have had the trilogy, and I would have allowed it.
Oh, would you?
So
more than the trilogy.
Then the trilogy, yeah. So go on then. Talk us through your relationship with the trilogy.
So Lord of the Rings. What year did Lord of the Rings come out? 2001.
Yeah, something like 2001, 2002.
So I was born in 1994. So Lord of the Rings came out when I was 6 or 7.
That's not how maths work.
I would easily say that Lord of the Rings was a big part of my life, my whole life. Even now, I think that the role models in it, for especially for men, were perfect, absolutely fantastic. I think that I based a lot of my, when you're a kid and you kind of fantasize that you're this person or that person. It was very much. I wanted to be the Lord of the Rings character, so I wanted to be like a man of honor, and I wanted to be like I wanted to be this and that, and a hero and stuff like that. They were always my heroes. always have been, and I love them. It just looked incredible. It felt incredible. You felt like you shared on the journey. I loved that the journey was, you know, a couple of just normal folk, like that whole message.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of boys
Yeah,
going
exactly.
to Mount Doom.
Just the hobbits, like, oh, you know, I'll do it, and they go and do like the most impossible task ever. I just think it's perfect. The actors were tremendous. I love it. I love it. And it is there's no time. I mean, apart from the obvious, like if someone was dying in front of me or something, but there's no time where I wouldn't watch Lord of the Rings. I'm always up for watching it. I adore the film. Any of the films, I think they're all brilliant. And the fact that it is a perfect trilogy, even better. Like
points.
Some people are like, oh, the Two Tower has too much action, or, you know, like pussies. But
that's what we say to you.
They're brilliant. Yeah, it's just slightly less. Oh, I love them. I love them.
So, is Fellowship, like, if you did have to pick out of the trilogy, you'd pick Fellowship?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Is that because, and keeping with the theme of your other picks, you only like the first film released, not the rest of the trilogy?
Well, no, it's because of Boromir.
Oh, okay.
I told you I had a hard on for Boromir.
Yeah, big time. I mean, it's Sean Bean. He'll come up again. But
spoilers.
Yeah, but yeah, it was because of Boromir. No, it was. I think that the first film, you feel. I think what makes the first film great is because for the first half of the film, essentially, it's like, oh, we got this ring and we need to destroy it. Spoilers. And but it's all pretty like, you know, oh, keep it secret, keep it safe, and then I need you to go to Bree, and it's all like quite like, and the hobbits are like, we got something here. We're not really sure what's going on, but like it's all good. And then you see the contrast halfway through the film of actually this is really a big deal. You know, you get to Moria and all the dwarves are dead, and then you get to the orcs storming them, and it gets super tense.
I think the big turning point where you kind of go, oh, this shit means something, is when they go to the council. We know where they're like, what we should do with the ring, and you kind of, oh, it is a big deal because they've all gathered to be like, we need to decide how to manage this situation. And it's gone from the boys to now it's the squad.
Yeah. I mean, have you guys read the book?
I tried to read The Hobbit, but it was too heavy for me.
I mean, that's a children's book.
There wasn't enough pictures. What can I say?
Yeah.
So just in relation to Rivendell, so I've read it quite a few times.
Humble brag.
Yeah, humble brag. But when you get to Rivendell, right, a lot of people say if you can get to Bree, you can finish the book. But I disagree with that, because when you get to Rivendell, you've read about a quarter of the book, and then I would say the next half of the book is Rivendell. Like most of the book is just them at Rivendell, and then it like finishes with the rest of the rest of the Fellowship. Rivendell is such a massive thing in the book, but it's
only like a 20-minute segment in the film, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's boring. Like when I read Lord of the Rings now, I skip Rivendell, even though it's the most important part. It's boring. They're just talking about politics and how far they've all traveled and stuff. But it's, yeah, I think so. Just shout out to Peter Jackson. Well, I mean, shout out to him anyway. But for managing to squeeze that into that little bit and still make it as impactful as he did.
He's an impressive director in general, isn't he? He filmed all three of them back to back, right?
Yeah, and he gets a lot of hate for The Hobbit. And
yeah, but there's a lot of politics there because he got thrown a fucking raw deal.
And it was like, this is already half made. And he was like, well, I don't like this. And they're like, well, oh, well. And then with what he had, I think he did. Yeah, he literally did the best he could have done. And even he himself, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure he himself has said, that's what I could do. You know, that's the best I could do.
Well, I'm sure if he had control of it from the beginning, he would have done it differently, shall we say.
Okay, so we've heard your top 3 film choices. So now I've got a question for you that we didn't prepare you for. I'm going to put you on the spot. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Marry, shag, avoid.
Oh.
Bridget, Shrek, and Boromir.
So, marry Bridget Jones straight away, because I just think she'd be a great partner.
Uh-huh.
Looks at Nat immediately.
Well, I mean, she would be, wouldn't she? She's a nice person. I think she would be fiercely loyal, and she's got her head screwed on.
She loves Christmas jumpers.
Yeah, if you're going to settle down with someone, you're not going to settle down with Shrek. But saying that, Shrek would probably be my second. Yeah,
You want to see what he's packing?
it's different, right? It's like Aliens. No, God, this is a hard one because it's. Funnily enough, Bridget Jones is the only woman. I'm straight, and I'm struggling with which one to shag.
Which guy I want to fuck?
Shrek.
Just for context for the listeners, Brad is so stressed he's taken his glasses off.
Yeah, so the problem here isn't which one's more attractive. It's more that I wouldn't avoid Shrek or Boromir.
You just don't want to hurt one of their feelings.
I don't want to hurt their feelings. I would probably avoid Shrek, and I'd avoid Shrek because Shrek would want to be avoided.
You're going to respect his wishes.
I would respect his wishes. I'm a nice man. And then Boromir, I'd shag. I mean, he's Sean Bean for a start. He's an attractive man. He is a nice man. And anyone that thinks Boromir was a villain is wrong.
Well, I'm glad we found that out about you today, mate. That was good.
Yeah, I'd check Boromir. Yeah. So if you know him,
He's on the list.
Yeah, he's on the guest list, mate. Couple of weeks on. Okay, mate. So moving on from films, we'll go on to TV shows. So I'm assuming we're going to do a similar sort of thing. We're going to start from number 3 and work our way down.
Yeah.
So number 3, after you, Brad.
So number 3 is the TV series Sharp. Sharp is Sean Bean, which is why I said it come up later. It is the series that I grew up in separated households. My mum and my dad weren't together, so I used to go to my dad's on the weekend. And my dad he's a great mate. You know him, Ari. You know he's a top lad.
Yeah, he's good boys.
I'm not going to say he's a bad dad. He's not very paternal, right? So I used to spend a lot of time with my dad. We'd just be sat on the bed watching telly. But to me, those memories are brilliant. Like, I loved it, and we would always sit there and watch Sharp. That's what we would watch every time I went there. And there's only so many episodes, and we would watch them over and over again on repeat. And unlike the heroic role models of Lord of the Rings, Sharp is a terrible role model, but
Gets the job done though, right?
yeah. He's like super efficient. Yeah, so he's got a very fond memory, and that's carried through my whole life. So like when I moved out, I literally took his Sharp box set.
Fuck you, Dad, and I'm taking the Sharp box set.
Yeah, and I watch. Yeah, and I still watch it all the time, and I still get that warm, fuzzy feeling of like it kind of transports me back to there when I watch it. So, but it's definitely it's a product of its time. Stacey would probably hate it. I watch it now, and sometimes I think, oh. I mean, for example, right? If a girl comes on the screen, Sharp will sleep there, like every time, without fail. That's just
A bit like James Bond.
yeah, very much like James Bond. I mean, he's essentially a Napoleonic James Bond.
Or Ben, if you will.
Or Ben. Yeah. No, he's got more standards than Ben, Jesus.
I was going to ask you about this. So I've not seen it, but obviously I looked it up, did a little bit of research, and it's only got 18 episodes. So it's not massive, but it goes from 1993 to 2008.
Ah, right. Okay. So yeah, there were the
one episode a year.
I mean, I think it was 90s or was it early noughties?
So it finished in the noughties. It started in the early 90s.
Early 90s. Yeah. So you've got what that is you've got the 90s. It was I think it was a whopping success. It definitely made Sean Bean. He still talks about it now.
Is this the role that kind of put him on the map?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. So you had the episodes. I guess it was like maybe let's say 16 episodes, maybe 14. I don't know. That ran like in quite a short time. It might have even been. I seem to remember them ending maybe in 1996 or 1998. Like it wasn't a huge long running thing. Then I think they did a film in the early noughties, which was kind of like, let's try again. And I don't know if it did too well. And then they did the latest film where Sharp's like an old man. So the story of Sharp is he's in the Napoleonic times in the army or everywhere. You would be either one of the lads or you'd be a commissioned officer. But a commissioned officer would typically be someone loaded. So it'd be like an MP would buy their son a commission and they'd go and play soldiers, right? They didn't really do anything apart from send people to their death. Not too dissimilar now. And the idea of the Sharp series is he saves Arthur Wellington's life in the first episode, And Arthur Wellington, I think the line is, you've done me a favour, I'm going to do you a damn bad favour. And he makes him an officer. So Sharp kind of lives in this realm of, he's not one of the lads anymore, but the officers don't see him as one of them. So he's this like ragtag commoner with all these like super rich folk, but then the commoners don't see him as one of them because he's a captain, major, lieutenant, all that. Yeah.
Does he die?
No, I mean the books are still going, and he's alive as far as I know. He actually settles down and has a nice family.
Oh,
that's nice for Sean.
That's nice, yeah.
It also, I want to point out, Sharp has a villain in it.
Is he called Blunt?
Yeah,
that was terrible. Sorry,
that was so good.
Obadiah Hateswell, his name is. The actor, I can't remember who he is, but he was the guy from. He was in James and the Giant Peach. He's a bald guy. But he was really good. He played a really good villain. Yeah, I just want to shout that out. But he died recently, so yeah, shout out to that guy. But yeah, Sharp is on the list because it is a childhood memory, and I still get that feeling when I watch it.
Where can you watch it now?
You can watch it on Amazon, definitely. You can come to my house and watch the box set.
You can just rock up at Brad's. Time for Sharp. Okay, going on to number 2.
So when I sat in my dad's bed and watched Sharp with him, occasionally we'd watch a different TV series, and that was Hornblower, which is very, very similar, but it's the Navy, and I love the Navy. I think that's one of my special interests. And Hornblower, I would say exactly the same things as Sharp in that it gives me that feeling and takes me back, but it's got a much better storyline, right? Like it's actually a really enjoyable series. It's Ian. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's Welsh. He was Mr. Fantastic in the original Fantastic Four films. Yeah, very, very similar. I like all of those kind of, 18th century, 19th century shows. Yeah, Hornblower I just love because it's the same kind of love, but it's in a setting that I really like.
So I need to ask you, Brad. You've got 2 TV shows kind of war themed. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I mean I was raised on these every weekend. No, yeah, they're war themed, but the focus isn't really on the war. I mean that war was just a cool war. A lot of people died.
Just a cool
It
war.
was a cool war. Loads of people died, and it's really sad. And I don't think it gets enough attention. I think that the big wars kind of take away from it. So one great thing about Hornblower is in the first episodes, he's a coward. That's like the whole thing. I like a character to have a weakness because it humanizes him. And Hornblower is a massive coward, which obviously isn't ideal. And then it's like him.
What is he? Sorry, is he like a captain?
Yeah, he starts as a midshipman, which is like the first. He's like the son of a doctor, and the doctor's poor, but one of the captains owes the guy a favor, so he lets his son go on as a midshipman, which is like training to be. It's where if you want to be a captain one day, that's where you start. It's usually young boys, like 14-year-old boys would do it. He's a huge coward, but he overcomes it all and becomes a man of honor and a good person and brave and noble, and grows to embody all of those qualities, which is really nice because you see him grow as it goes on, rather than just like he's not an Aragorn who's just good at everything and
yeah. No, I prefer that.
Yeah.
The development, you get to see them.
And he's seasick and it's just little things like that, and
He's seasick.
It's nice. Yeah,
It's
he's
an ideal.
seasick,
Problematic.
Yeah. He's not really a good candidate, to be honest. I wouldn't hire him.
When you were growing up, did you like grow up in a war room with like maps and troops and like?
No, but I did grow up surrounded by model ships and swords and stuff like that. My dad was definitely one of them. No, when I grew up, so I went to my dad on the weekends. My actual house was martial arts. That was my life, was just that. Like I had to do them all the time, and I always hated them. I don't now, but I always hated them as a kid, and that was my upbringing, was bloody martial arts. But no, with my dad, it was very much model ships, and now that I see how much model ships cost, I think my dad might have some kind of weird background because he definitely can't afford them.
I think it's called shoplifting.
Yeah, one of my personal favourite pastimes.
It's really hard to shoplift a whole model ship out. I don't know what you've been.
Nah, in a box. They'll be in a box. Although, no, I doubt he.
You don't just buy a whole ship.
Just carry the mast out the shop.
Is it commandeering?
Hey.
So obviously Hornblower is number 2, and then so what's your favorite TV show?
So this TV show is very fresh in my mind, and choosing a favorite TV show was very, very hard, but I've just finished it. So I'm going to say Andor.
Is it recency biased, where basically you've just finished it and you're like, I fucking love it, and now you've jumped on that? Or is it genuinely the best?
Yes and no, because I have just finished it. So it's very, very fresh in my mind. But I don't finish every TV series and go, well, that was the best thing I've ever watched. And Andor, I finished it. And not only did I say it was the best series I've ever watched, I think it's the best Star Wars out there. And I mean that over any of the films.
Oh, that's a big...
Yeah, so...
Does season 2 carry on the improvement? Like, I know Andor was meant to be phenomenal.
Andor from the... So I really disliked the first 3 episodes of the first season of Andor. I don't think I was alone in that. It was a very slow burner. But after episode 3, every episode gets better and better and better, all the way up until the end. And it ends right before Rogue One.
Yeah, it's set 5 years before Rogue One.
Yeah.
So obviously at this point, the rebellion doesn't exist, or does exist, but it's very little.
No, I mean, right from the start of the first season of Andor, the rebellion's kind of being made. And then by the end of it, the rebellion's full-fledged. There's actually a lot of storylines that run parallel to Star Wars Rebels, which, shout out, is a fantastic TV show. You could watch like an episode of Andor, and then you could watch an episode of Rebels, and you'll see how that episode of Andor plays out in a wider galaxy kind of thing. Vice versa, you can watch an episode of Rebels. Famously, there's parts in season 2 of Andor that run like coherently with Rebels, that have a lot to do with Mon Mothma. She'll do a speech, but then she needs rescuing, and then if you watch Rebels, you see the rescue. So it's like that's a really nice touch. They did such a good job of sticking to the canon, and Andor is James Bond in space. It really is, except he's less of a slut.
Are you picking Andor because it's famously been worked on by your favorite Nerds Against Normality host, Ben Sheridan?
I'm really sorry to Ben for this. I didn't know that he worked on Andor, but props to Ben. Yeah, very good. Not only for his sexual prowess.
So what makes you prefer this over, like, obviously there's a lot of TV out there, Star Wars TV. What's better than Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, Mandalorian?
So what's not better is the main character, surprisingly. Andor himself I think he's a bit of a normie, really, which works really, really well. He's just some dude caught up in it. What works better is the setting. So it's not Jedis and all of that swinging around and doing stuff. It's very dark. So Star Wars can feel very, very fantastical, can't it? And very like miles away. Whereas Andor doesn't. It feels
a bit grounded.
I mean, look at Obi-Wan, right? If some stormtroopers came up to Obi-Wan, like 20 stormtroopers, he'd just be like, and they're all dead. If one stormtrooper turns up in front of Andor, it's like, oh no, this is a big deal. So the weight of everything is so much heavier because he's not special. So I really enjoyed that. But honestly, the writing, that's what makes it better. The writing is just superb. And I think that I'm pretty sure the director that worked on it hasn't worked on Star Wars before, or the writer, I don't know. And you really see that in the it's different. It doesn't feel like anything else that's been done by Star Wars. It really sets itself apart from all of it, and it was brilliant. Yeah, the writing is the same. It's got the same strength as Peaky Blinders. It doesn't need action, although it has it, but it doesn't need it.
Yeah, you just care about the characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Another question for you is: if Cassian Andor, Richard Sharp, and Horatio Hornblower formed a boy band, who would be the lead singer, the guitarist, and the drummer?
The guitarist would be Hornblower, because Hornblower would be a terrible singer. And I think that he would just want to be in the background, kind of chilling. But I think that he's not cool enough to play the drums. So I think that he would be the guitarist for that reason. Drummer would be Sharp.
Sharp's your front man, right? Sharp's got to be the front man.
No. I think Andor would be the front man, because I think that he would be the singer. I think that he's got the most riz. I think that Andor is would be the singer because he'd be the front man, and Sharp would be the drummer because he's just chaotic. He'd love it. He'd definitely be the drummer just for the chaos of it. He's like the drummer's like the cool kid. He's a bit of a Dave Grohl, bit of a manly man. And I think of a drummer as a manly man, you know.
Okay, so moving on for TV series, we're going to games. So this is like my section. I'm looking forward to this. As you're a gamer at heart, you wouldn't pick history again, surely.
Oh shit! Whoopsie.
So going from number 3, come on, what have you got?
So number 3, and it's really sad that I had to put this in number 3, and the main reason I will say is because me and Mrs. S met on this game, so it should be number 1. But Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm a big fan of the first game, but Red Dead Redemption 2 was excellent. The story was just sublime. The character was great because he was awful.
Does he get redemption?
He did get redemption for being a prick. Yeah, I guess he got karma. He gets. You go. He's basically a debt collector, right? And he gets, anyone that hasn't played this, spoiler, you go and beat some guy up in the middle of the game, and the guy's like, please, like, I'll have your money. I'm so ill, like, I've not been able to do anything. And you as the character are kind of like, well, it depends. You can play it either evil or nice, but if you're playing it nice, you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this. And Arthur really reflects that. He's like, mate, I'm really sorry, but this is my job. And you kind of beat him up and stuff. Turns out the dude had tuberculosis, and then later on after that scene, for the rest of the game, you start letting out like the, little here and there. By the end of the game, you're fucked and you die. But the story was,
whoa.
Yeah,
It's a 7-year-old game.
is it 7 years old?
I will play it eventually.
No, you won't. It come out on our wedding day. Do you remember? It made my wedding speech.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
And I made a public apology. I was like, I'm so sorry to the boys because Red Dead Redemption 2 has come out today.
Oh god!
And I appreciate that you've come here instead of going home and playing Red Dead 2.
And that's a insight into our marriage there.
No, I mean it's a wonderful game. Everything about it was great. The animations were ridiculous. The way the horse moves, the way that your horse's dick shrinks when you're in the snow.
It's on my trivia. I was going to say that.
They went into this game. It's insane.
Just think about the poor guy that had to work on that graphic.
That's also in my notes. Imagine being that poor programmer. What have I got to say, boss?
The reason it slid down on my list, I really want to, obviously, Rockstar probably listen to your podcast.
Yeah, of course.
So I really want to berate them about this. They dropped the online. So the online on GTA, as we all know, is a huge success.
It's a monster. Yeah.
It is a monster. It's like a self-feeding machine, and it was good. GTA Online was good, and then everybody hates flying motorbikes and the flying cars and this and that, all the stuff that ruined GTA Online. So they had a Red Dead Online, which was brilliant. It was brilliant. I mean, it was like a much calmer version of GTA where you were a cowboy and you made your character and you really felt like part of that world. And the online worked like a story, and it was what's the word I'm looking for, where the story's constantly evolving as you play. Like every week there'd be like new missions and stuff. So you're kind of playing through. And then they stopped it. And when I say stop, they just dropped it. They were like, we're done with that. We'll update the mechanics and stuff, but we're not introducing any new content because we want to focus on GTA. Their focus on GTA that they dropped Red Dead for was flying cars, flying motorbikes. Like that's what they stopped working on Red Dead for. So they killed their own game, and I think
angered the fan base by the sound of it.
Yeah, and I think that the Red Dead would have made them far more money because it was fucking huge. I would say it was bigger than GTA 5 was, like culturally. It was fucking enormous. It was such a massive game, and then they were just like done with that to work on GTA, and it pisses me off.
Well, so it's sold over 61 million units, which is absurd. It's Rockstar's second biggest selling game behind GTA 5.
What's that next to? No.
Yeah, until next GTA comes out.
Yeah.
It's made them money-wise over 2.3 billion.
Fucking hell.
It's absurd. Why would you drop it?
Whose decision was it to be like, done with that?
And it took them 8 years to make. It's not like it was a little indie project where they were like, we've got a small team of 10 people, let them make a game in 8 months.
But how can you have that much success, make that much money, and then just go...
Oh, to be Rockstar, I guess.
Yeah, we're done with that. And I know that I'm not alone in that. I know that it's like a gaming tragedy. That tragedy.
Well, I think you'll just have to wait and see when GTA 6 comes out and you get all like the stats behind how many people that needed and how much resources it pulled. And
yeah, I suppose that.
I'm surprised that there's been no news of like a Red Dead 3 or a Red Dead spin-off.
No, but then Red Dead 2 flew out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's a new Red Dead, and it came out. I think that I presume it would have been a case of, we know that this could make us more money. We know that this could be an absolute unit like GTA, but it's this that could do, or this that is.
will do.
I
Yeah.
think that's that's probably what it was.
This is such a huge game, and I'm guessing you sunk like however many sickening hours into completing it. Did you complete the whole thing, or did you like skip some sides and stuff just to get to the end?
I'll preface this by saying I'm not a trophy hunter. Like, I never have been. I don't achievements and trophies. They don't
Play for the fun.
I play for the fun. I play for the story. But kind of going off of that canon fanboying, I like to consume as much content as I can. But Red Dead had a thing where some things you couldn't. It'd be like, hey, you can do this, or you can do this. You can't do both.
So you'd have to do like a multiple playthrough. You'd have to do a second.
Yeah, you'd have to do a multiple
side.
playthrough. Yeah. And some things even could be like a quest where someone mentions something, and if you don't go and explore that off your own back, it won't have a quest marker. So if you don't go and just go, oh, someone said that'll be there at 12 p.m. tomorrow, you can easily just forget it in passing. So I don't think I explored everything I could have, and I definitely have only done one playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay. Moving on to number 2, sir. I see that you put like a 2/3. You can just have them both.
Have them both. Okay, so yeah, I the only reason it's not 1, 2, and 3 is I didn't play number 1, but Crusader Kings. So again, this is history. You might notice a bit of a theme. Crusader Kings is the ultimate history role-playing grand strategy game.
It's an RTS, right? It's kind of like Age of Empires, or
yes and no. So this is, the bit of Age of Empires that was fun was that you would like control the units and send them where to go.
Yep.
Well, this doesn't have that.
It has no fun.
No fun. There is no fun involved whatsoever. This is, you stare at a map, and you stare at a map. It's like an autistic map game.
That's my sort of game. I like the organisation.
Yeah. Oh, Matt, honestly, if you like history, it's definitely the best game out there for history.
Kind of like a game of Risk on roids.
Yeah, it is, and the micromanaging as well is like it. The whole game is micromanaging.
Again, my sort of game.
Yeah, people play it in different ways. So some people might play. So I play it, for example. I like to play. I play it low, in that I'll make myself like an Earl of Kent, right? I'll make myself like the Earl of Kent, and then under Alfred of Wessex, and then he'll be my liege, and then he might make me the Marshal of the realm, and then I'll like summon my armies to help him build a thing. And then there's politics, and you go hunting together, and you do something like, it's a role-playing game. You're meant to like really feel like that person. And then you'll have kids, and it's really important that you have male heirs, because
You need to pass.
obviously the way history works, you have to. And then when you die, you play as the heir.
Why can't you pass it to a daughter?
Because they need to rule the land, obviously. I think they do pass to a girl. God.
Well, because the start dates are like the start dates are like 8:47. Yeah. I mean, if you see, the start dates are like 8:67 or 10:66, stuff like that. The girls just didn't matter. They don't really matter now, Stacey. They
Newsflash. Not much has changed.
Some people might be like, right, I'm going to start as the King of England. I want to make the biggest and baddest empire possible. And you can make your own kingdoms, your own counties, your own empires. You could like try to restore Camelot. Like, you can do anything and be anyone. And it's super immersive, and it's very, very historically accurate. I mean, until you change history. Because if you like assassinate Alfred of Wessex, then you're going to change everything. But it's stupidly good, and surprisingly, not many crusades.
Does it have a storyline, or is it kind of just like?
No, it's real history, but obviously, it's all of your like adversaries. Everyone that plays is different. So it's like, if you look at England, I'll use England as an example because it's small. So if you look at England, you've got the King of England. So the AI is playing as the King of England. Then within the kingdom, you've got dukes, and the AI is also playing as all of the dukes. Like if you played it multiplayer, and then under the dukes are all the earls. So there's all earls, and all of these people all across it. It's like the furthest west is like England. It doesn't go to America. And then the furthest east is India, but they're expanding it over to China. And in all of that massive landmass, you've got kings, you've got dukes, you've got earls, you've got merchants, you've got adventurers, which are characters that don't own any land, and they're all doing different things, and they can all do. You might get some adventurer conquers Scandinavia and becomes the, like everyone's doing different things. It's not just you, and everything works independently of everything else. So the world's like constantly changing. So there's millions of stories, or not millions, that you could just be a knight if you want. You can do, it's the possibilities in it are crazy. You can do so much in there. And I think I listen to like a lot of history podcasts and stuff, for example, and everyone that's into history fucking loves this game. It's like huge, and it's I actually looked into my hours yesterday, and I was like, this might be fun for the podcast. Wonder how many hours I've sunk into Crusader Kings 3, and it was 3,500, right? And then I was like, that seems low. Then I realised, I haven't accounted for Crusader Kings 2, in which I had something like 4,000 hours, or upwards of, which I think is about 3% of my life.
You're proud of me, Dad?
Oh, it's nuts.
So let's say then in this game, you are the King of England. What roles would you assign to Harry, me, and Ben?
I would make Harry the Chancellor, because the Chancellor is like the diplomatic. The Chancellor has to be gregarious. He has to be able to get everybody together and go, right, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like he's like the manager of the realm, right? Essentially,
he's our leader.
That is a terrible comparison, but I'll take it.
Stacey, I would put you as the spy master.
Okay.
That's not only sorting out cheeky things, but it's also like watching out for plots, making sure that no one's trying to do anything dodgy, making sure that nothing's gonna like slide out and ruin everything from underground. No, that's where I put you. And Ben,
Court jester.
fucking hell. that is an option in Crusader Kings. Do you know what? Ben, I would put as the master of the hunt. Because the master of a hunt, even today, actually, is one of those.
Hunt or
master of the hunt. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the title that you give to someone to like makes them feel important, right? I'm helping.
It's an empty title.
Yeah, exactly. But if the hunt did need because they might need to organize stuff. But yeah, I'd give him something, because then like if as the master of the hunt, it was like I want a hunt organized. I'm the king. That would go to Harry as the chancellor. It wouldn't go to Ben, but Ben would kind of be in charge of it as long as he would go through Harry to organize it. So that's the kind of like, imagine organizing a stag do, right? That's kind of.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I'd put you, Harry, Ben.
Okay, so moving on to game number 1, sir.
Yeah, my number 1 game is Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, another history game. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 is something I don't usually like in games. I'm a character creator, right? I like to make my own person. I'm a bit of a role player, so I like to make my own person and really feel it. Whereas Kingdom Come had its own protagonist, Henry, who is sublime. But it's a bit of a rags to riches game where it's a medieval simulator essentially.
A bit like GTA.
Yeah, the other classic medieval simulator.
Just with less prostitutes.
No, it's a medieval simulator where you start as like a blacksmith's son, seemingly, and you kind of get thrown in. The Cumans invade your town and burn it to the ground, and then you have to run away and you run to a castle, but you kind of know the lord, and then you end up becoming a man at arms, eventually a knight. But it's so immersive. It's not as immersive as Crusader Kings, apart from the fact that it's like you play as Henry, right? It's 3D. You can swing your sword around and stuff like that. But it's, if your sword gets dull, you have to go and sharpen it on your grindstone, and you have to make sure you're getting enough sleep and you're eating enough and stuff like that. So it's got like a big survival emphasis on it. And yeah, I love it for that. That's the game where you feel the most like your character, which is really nice.
This is the game that has the combat as rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, so it's not rock, paper, scissors at all, because rock, paper, scissors is random, whereas this isn't. So, but it is very much like that. Like they swing left, you have to block right. They swing right, you have to block left. They swing up, you have to block down, that kind of thing. But this is something I loved about the game. You suck at combat. And you're meant to suck at combat because Henry is a blacksmith's son. So if you're fighting a baddie who is a warrior who spends his life fighting, that's what he does, it's a big deal. You're not there like 50 people in Skyrim, where you're just like, you're dead. If Henry comes up to a baddie, the baddie's probably going to nerf. But as the game goes on and you learn different techniques, it becomes a lot easier.
I watched, just to get a vibe, I watched a couple of trailers. And I know it's not my sort of game, but I thought I need to give it an honest look. And I've got to say, this game's like a fucking nightmare for me.
Really?
Like the combat looks so clunky. It's first person, fisticuffs, swinging swords.
Oh yeah.
People like glitching through trees. It just looks just janky as fuck. And I know this game's loved. I'm all for like making it more realistic and stuff, but at what point is it just a video game?
At what point are you just a hedgehog that runs? That's all I want.
Every game. How fast can he run in this game?
It's a medieval simulator. Like, you play the story, you have to make sure that you like, say you've got to deliver a parcel, right? You got to like do a courier job. You don't have to. You could go into the camp of baddies and try and take them all on, or you could pretend to be one of the baddies and then you can like go in and poison their stuff. Like, there's different ways to approach every mission. But yeah, it is. I mean, it is very that kind of is the point, is to be so realistic. But there's two problems with it. One is because Henry doesn't know how to do anything. He doesn't know how to fight. He's not worried. But two, there's two opponents. In Kingdom Come, if there's two opponents, you can only focus on one at a time. It's really, really tough to fight more than one person because it's ridiculous. Like,
well, it's proper realistic, right? You get hit once by a sword and it can be fatal.
Yeah, if you've not got a helmet on and you get hit in the head with a sword, then what happens?
Yeah.
It's one of them things. But
you don't walk that off, do you?
Yeah, I mean, the way I figured my way out around that mission is I'd go down on my horse, like I'd rob a horse, get down, and then go, hey, and they'd be like, they'd turn around, get the swords out, the girl would run, and then I fucking ping on my horse and
go the other way. Yeah, nice.
There's different ways you can play things, but yeah, the whole point is it's meant to be awkward.
Okay, so we know you love history, and you've got three great.
I hate history.
You've got three great game picks, but if you had to write a crossover fanfic involving all three games, what would it look like? What would the title be, and when would it be set?
Oh my god. Luckily for time setting, Crusader Kings covers hundreds of years. So the time setting I'd probably pick the Kingdom Come time setting, which is around, I'm going to say about 1600s. So we're talking Henry VIII, because it's knights in shining armor, right? Like knights as we know them, with big swords and shining armor and all of that stuff. The game would definitely play like Kingdom Come, in that it would be no, it wouldn't. It'd play like Red Dead. The game would play like Red Dead in
open world, third person.
The game would play like Red Dead in that it's third person and immersive. I'd want it to be really immersive, which Kingdom Come does really well, but Red Dead does better.
And it's polished, right?
And it's polished, yeah, exactly. Kingdom Come's big and beautiful, but there's not much you can do. Red Dead's big and beautiful, and you can do so much. So I'd want that. And it would be called, God knows, it would be called something like something cool, like the hedge knight. I'd call it the hedge knight, because I'd like the idea of you being a kind of a lone knight.
And he would be a hedgehog in format.
And he'd be a hedgehog, and he'd run really fast.
I think that might have been done.
Yeah, no. He'd be blue.
Oh, how unique. Yes, so you are going to recommend our next film review. So obviously you've got a choice. You could be a right prick to us, or you could be really nice.
My film review, I am going to be nice, and I'm going to stick to my guns, and I'm going to recommend Master and Commander: Far Side of the World.
Russell Crowe.
It is Russell Crowe, and it is a naval film. It's a history film, so it's right up your street. But the reason I'm recommending this is because I think it was an amazing film. It was an absolutely amazing film. It was really pretty to watch. The story was really good. It's tense, really, really tense. Got overshadowed big time. Superhero films were also on the rise.
That's unfortunate, isn't it?
And yeah, it got completely overshadowed. And I honestly think this film would have been massive.
I've never heard of it.
I'm excited to watch it. I saw the trailers.
Well, we look forward to that. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for this week's Nerds Against Normality. Thanks for hanging with us. Catch all of our latest episodes every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts from. Please follow, rate, like us on social media for more exclusive content. If you have a question, something you want us to review, or a great story from your week, please email us at nanpodcast@outlook.com. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.